Sveiki visi, labas penktadienio pietus, sakau visai auditorijai ir sveikinuosi kol kas lietuviškai. Ir su Women Go Tech šiais metais startuojame ne tik lietuvių kalba, bet ir anglų kalba, nes kviečiame tiek mentorius, tiek dalyvės iš įvairiausių pasaulio šalių. Todėl, kad nepalikčiau visų lietuvių nusiminusių, dabar jau labas ir hello to my guests. My name is Žydrūnė Vitaitė. I am the co-founder of Women Go Tech program. And today I am speaking with guests Ignas Vosylius from Axioma Metering and Jurgita Macijauskienė from Lithuania, who are the representatives of engineering sector. So hello to you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, thank you for agreeing to be live together with us. And for the ones who are listening to us and don't know the names of the companies, I would like to mention that these are, according to my understanding, one of the leaders here in the sector. So Lithuania, the leader in the automotive industry, working on the lighting design and also electronics of the automotive industry. And we have Ignas Vosylius from Axioma Metering, also the electronics industry, but they will tell a little bit more of themselves later on, who agreed to discuss the topic of engineering. Very difficult for everyone to understand what it is in practice. With Women Go Tech, we have focus for engineering for several years already, and we have a dedication to promote the sector, opening up opportunities and talking more of opportunities in this engineering sector. So it's really important that we have feedback from the inside, and we have feedback from people who are hands-on. So, without further ado, I would like to ask you two to comment on what it is that that you see right now with the trends you see in the engineering sector, because there are common misconceptions. What it is, it's dark and dirty, and I don't know what to do there. But it has been innovated very much, and what it is that how the engineering sector looks today, based from your company experiences and your personal views. So maybe let's start with Jurgita from Hela.
Thank you, Žydrūnė, and hello one more time, the team. I always feel better when I see the auditorium and when I see eyes of the people who are listening. But anyway, it's reality of new days, and I hope that you will enjoy this discussion today. And if I can come back to the main question, so yes, Žydrūnė, you are absolutely right. In our understanding, especially in understanding of older people, we still imagine that engineering is something dirty, something with dust, something with old equipment. But today, way of the work in engineering is very difficult, very different, and in general, industrialization and new trends changed the way of work in this industry very much. And currently we have new modern equipment. This equipment develops very, very fast. When we speak about technology, we already do not speak about one machine. We speak about complex, fully automated machines, which usually are based on robotics, automotive things, and in general, we do not need so many manual work near these machines. And when Hela decided to invest into Lithuania and build a plant, Hela also had a chance to create a concept how we would like to work in Lithuania. And Hela chose fully automated concept of fully automated equipment. So in general, our blue collar workers in composition of our staff is only about 20%, because rest of the staff is mainly engineers, because we need those staff to maintain equipment, to take care about equipment, and only very few blue-collar employees need to feed equipment by parts and other things. So current engineering is something about modern, about intellectual equipment, about robotics, and so on.
Thank you, Jurgita. What about you, Ignas? So how do you see the engineering today?
Yeah, so I fully agree with Jurgita that automation is a big trend, and it's not only the trend, but actual reality. And this changes a lot the production part. But engineering, in my opinion, is broader than just production. It's also creating, researching, developing products. So if to talk more about this creative part, or we call it R&D, research and development, it is also affected by the same automation trend, because previously it used to be common practice that you get an idea of new product, let's say, you design it, you make sure that it works, and you try to replicate it many times. Now, when we, in our case, just for those who don't know our company, we are producing smart water and heat meters with ultrasound measurement technology, IoT communication. So it's highly advanced electronical equipment. And also one important factor is longevity. So these meters must work from one single small battery for 16 years. So quality is especially important factor. And quality is also one of the drivers that pushes automation towards production. So for us, it also changed R&D processes as well, and quite a lot, because now it's almost equally important to design production equipment to prepare some automated processes, some programming of the machines, as well as designing the product itself. So this is also something that our people in Axioma loves, because it's a complexity of the task, is scalability, because what automation gives to you is also ability to produce huge volumes without significantly increasing the human personnel. So I think, looking from the maybe potential workers in this field point of view, I believe that the big trend is towards complexity. It's towards some task from zero to nice products done by robots, fully testing automatically, etc., etc. So the complexity pushes a little bit the priority from the actual engineering skill, let's say firmware development, embedded programming, towards more like I can say project management skills, that you need to coordinate with many people in order to make the final solution work. You need to coordinate with production, you need to coordinate with procurement, you need to always monitor some new trends in components market, etc., etc. So every single engineer in our team is kind of project manager on itself. So this makes, of course, a lot of work, but at the same time, it's very interesting work.
I would like to really capture this, what you just told, Ignas. So, you're using the words, embedded systems, firmware engineers, R&D, and is that, it is understandable that you can never enter the sector, because if you're not the specialist there, that's it, you are done, right? But you touched the area, which is the project management, managing the complexity, which is a totally different angle. So, I'm sure for the audience that is watching us, if Ignacio and Jurgita, yourself as well, if you could explain what it is that you can do in the industry if you are not the R&D specialists yet, what it is that you can work, and what are the skills that are needed, what it is that you can do in the companies today. So let's start maybe from Ignas, and then we move into Jurgita.
Yeah, so first of all, our market is quite specific, so we don't expect, as I call it, finished product coming out of the university. So we usually hire young, perspective, hardworking people who are willing to learn, and we are kind of putting them through extensive training, getting familiar with our specific technology, because not many companies work with ultrasound, for instance. Not many companies truly work with a deep level of IoT technology. So even the pure engineers are being trained and being kind of onboarded throughout, several months. And except of purely engineering work, if you want to still work in tech, there are so many areas. There is project management, as I said. There is some market analytics, also going into the technological background, like competitive analysis, some new technological trends. And this is kind of mixture from commercial and technical work. Always important is quality assurance, and quality assurance is 50-50. 50% is technology, 50% is process management. You always can do something better, more fluent, more efficient. And again, even in our production part, shifting from R&D to production, there are also many, we call it process engineers. So they are not coding, not developing anything, but they are operating with the equipment. They are checking and following the statistics of our production machines, identifying some flaws, collecting some analytical data. So it's more like a data crunching. So it's more like towards some mathematical algorithms, etc. So again, we are purely technological company. So everything has something to do with tech, but not necessarily engineering level.
Okay. I was listening here. I just realized you just pitched 100 roles that could be potential for the company. So Jurgita, what is your take on that?
In general, I also can explain this in very similar way as Ignas did. And all positions, all roles that Ignas mentioned for the company, we have similar ones as well. And for us also, many roles in quality assurance sphere are also available. And to add to what already Ignas said, I also can approve that for current engineer, only engineering knowledges are not enough. Usually they need to have additional skills and additional knowledges, such like project management, knowledges about quality, about operation excellence, about lean tools, and so on. So in general, even if you are not very strong engineer, or even if your knowledges are only basic, anyway, you have some other knowledges and some other skills which can be adapted to the company, adapted to the specific position, or it is in quality field, or in logistic, or in production. And also you can develop yourself inside the company to the role which you really want to achieve. And here I see probably the main important criteria. If you join to the company and expect that something will teach you something, somebody will train you something. So it will not be like this. Your development will be slow and maybe not even sufficient. And here the most important is your contribution. If you have a problem and this problem is solved and you are satisfied about this, so it's not good the way of point of view. In general, only person who is really curious why this problem happened, wants to do 5 why, to get root cause of this problem, to get the answer why this happened. Only this person can develop himself really in fast way. And also there is in current times, this current abilities to reach all information by internet, additionally to read about everything and put additional effort to your personal development. It's the way of really fast development and achieving the roles which you really want to get. But as a start position, yes, you can start. There are many opportunities for you.
And Žydrūnė, can I add a little bit? I just want our audience not to be threatened, because we are saying instead of being just a good engineer, you also need to be a good project manager and good all-around person. So let's decriminalize a little bit what we just said. So when I say that you need to have project management skills, I'm talking more about character skills, that you are willing and you are interested to see a broader picture. You want to see not only your specific task, but how your part connects to the other part of the project. So we definitely do not expect people to come with professional project management education or certification or whatever, but there are some aspects that are important, and people who are keen to understand broader picture, who are interested to help your colleague by suggesting maybe some additional ideas, or being interested simply in what he is also doing, and maybe that will help you to solve your task better. So this, which I call complexity, and this is something that is related to project management. But people shouldn't be afraid that, okay, these crazy companies expect some Supermans coming out of the door.
Exactly. Thank you for this, because I had a question, myself, and I think it's important to the audience. There are lots of buzzwords, complexity, trends, which really looks crazy from the first view. And can you requalify to different positions to work in engineering sector? If I am, I don't know, the literature teacher, let's say, and I'm good with logic, and I know that I'm good, can I requalify to those positions, and what it is that I have to do to actually get the starting positions? Would that be in project management or quality control and so on? Maybe you can clarify a little bit, so that decriminalizing these positions into the core elements that I must have to actually start the career in engineering. Maybe Jurgita this time, and then we continue with Ignas.
Okay. Nothing is impossible. Everything is possible. And to requalify English or literature teacher into engineer is also possible. Only it depends on the motivation, and of course it needs time. That's why in Hella Lithuania we also have a paid internship program, and according to this program everybody can join to the starting position to try himself in this work, in this specific department, specific role, and if person really likes, if person really shows efforts. So after this internship program, this person can already move into junior position, then of course into specialist position, and so on. And we have cases with internship when person started in logistic and wasn't very much satisfied about this field, and then decided to try himself into quality role, and then started quite good career way in quality field. So everything is possible. It depends only on time and only on efforts that you need to put that to reach proper level.
Thank you, Jurgita. Ignay?
Yeah, so I will repeat myself maybe that especially for our specific field of business, we don't even have a chance to hire people who are 100% ready. So, but taking these more extreme examples, then I can say that most important factor, that person is interested in that field. Because if you are not interested in tech, why should you go and work there? You will suffer throughout your life. So, but if you're interested, you want to learn, that's cool. That's already a good start. So I see many cases that there are nice transitions from sales to more technical engineering parts, because, for example, there is even, philology students, good, let's say, with Spanish language, starts working in our company with Latin American region in sales. Then we see that this person is very analytical. The person is able to see maybe some details and nuances that maybe others don't see. He's offering some ideas to our R&D department for new product development, etc. So we requalify him for maybe market analyst or maybe to project manager, and then this can go further. So, for example, we also have our automated production, where there are several working positions where basically you don't need no technical background, because it's simply mechanical, not mechanical, but basically simple operations. You feed some products into the line, then you monitor some readings, and then that's it. And we have several cases where person from this position starts participating in internal initiatives, becoming the part of the group who is responsible maybe to optimize some processes. And for example, I have one guy in mind who just very recently migrated from very purely simplest production position to normal R&D engineer position. So in other words, now he's developing new products. And he doesn't have neither university degree in any engineering field, neither university degree in general. He is a smart guy who was interested, who's volunteered for internal initiatives, showed some enthusiasm, showed that he's smart, and voila, he's a full working engineer and creating new generation products for us. So I think main skills, you need to be interested. You need to be detail specific, I would say, and then there are many areas where you can work. And in some cases, not being engineer is actually an advantage. For example, quality assurance or some user case testing, we want person not to know nothing about underlying technology and look through the eyes of the customer to replicate potential things that customer will do. So for us, it's very valuable that the person can look fresh, not like the programmer would look at what he just coded. So I think there are some advantages even of not having this very detailed technical knowledge.
Nicely touched. You comment about the diversity of experiences before, diversity of minds, as they say, which works as a benefit when you are in the industry. And I guess in all of the industries, as a benefit in the team to create the product, which is used by various characters out there in the world. But what about diversity of gender as well? Ignas is giving an example of the guy who is still there, doing this requalification program internally. I work at Elbest, although I'm from also a technology company. I'm in sales, where I do have to understand quite a lot in what it is that we are selling and how the development process looks like. But I'm not a pure engineer, But in R&D department, we so far don't have yet a woman. So I told I'm not leaving the company when the situation changes. What it is that the engineering sector still suffers from the diversity challenges, I would say it's only 20%, depending on what you estimate, but roughly only 20% of employees are women. So what it is that could be done to change this, because you say that diversity matters in creating the products, right? What it is that we can do, and maybe some examples what it is that you do already with the companies to welcome more women. Same order, Jurgita, Ignas.
So in general, I can start. Yes, I understand that currently engineering sector is sector where we have more candidates, men's than women's. In Hella, Lithuania, 36% are women, and we did a research of composition of our staff, and we see that in the engineering roles we have a similar proportion. So in general, I'm happy that our proportion of women is much higher than we have normally in the market. But I cannot say that we specifically do something that to hire for one or another position, specifically women. This came naturally because we are concentrated on the skills, on knowledges, on the potential of the specialist. But yes, many young girls started in the company as interns and then continued their career already in the specialist positions in engineering, as manufacturing engineers, in quality, as quality engineers. So we are happy about this. And why this diversity is still not sufficient, and why we do not have so many women in engineering field, probably its root cause is in the history. And many years ago, we still had the understanding that engineering is mainly men's occupation, but currently this approach step by step is changing. And I hope that very good example of our parliament also will be inspiration to make changes in this field. And I know the statistic that when our pupils graduate the school and they have final exams, so exam of mathematics, they pass equally, 50% girls, 50% boys. So I don't know why these girls do not go to engineering positions for study, maybe because of some understanding of the local market, that women should be at home, should be with children, that technical things are not for women. But I see big changes in the mindset of our women, and I think it's only a question of time when this proportion will be much improved. And I promise you that after 10 years, we will have 50-50 minimum.
If not more.
We will see.
Yeah. How about Axioma?
We have currently quite interesting internal situation that in our production, from middle management, I think 70% are women, and then that's great. They showing maybe some leadership skills that maybe other men candidates didn't show. so that's cool. But when we talk about R&D, I think yes, proportion is not sufficient, as Jurgita said, and I think it's about maybe perception of the position, maybe hobbies in the childhood, because maybe young children, boys play, disassemble the bike, break the computer and then fix it, whatever, and then they say, okay, it's cool, it's interesting. And it is interesting, first of all, what I want to say. And I think whatever job you choose, there are some criteria that you are always looking for. It must be interesting. You want to make some impact, not only in your company, maybe in the countrywide or even globally. And let's admit that Lithuania has very strong position in technology, and even in exports. I think we have much better chances to be famous in exporting some technological products rather than maybe be famous as a touristic destination. So I think this is one of the strategic positioning of the nation in general. And in our company, most candidates who joined us, it is one of the main decision-making factors. As look, company is working globally. We work in close to 100 countries right now. People travel. People make international projects. We are just starting building our production line in Oman, quite exotic country. What does that mean for the people? They will work very closely to international partners, different mentalities. They will travel, they will make some actual business trips, learn a lot of things, some specifics. So why shouldn't people be interested in that? So I think this is more like education that needs to be done, and I'm very happy that you and your organization is doing that very well. And that's one of the reasons why we are joining your project, because we want just to show that, look, let's not make a stereotypes. Let's see what it really is. And this is very potential segment, especially in Lithuania. And we have very strong technological background, and we have very strong technological advantages to compete globally, and there are only very few sectors in Lithuania who can say the same. So I strongly encourage people to look to the actual benefits that they can get from technology countries. And if they see that, I think, gender doesn't matter, and then it will be more equal in the future.
Exactly. Thank you so much. That's I'm very glad that you are joining us, and I think I'm so happy to have in partners and sponsors level the companies that do have a lot to show, and I think that's the purpose. Because as we discussed at the beginning, the engineering is not dirty anymore, and the concept has changed so much, but the challenge that we see that it's very tough to have imagination what it is that you do on a daily life. How does it look like in practice? How does this R&D room look like? And what kind of challenges and problems you are solving? So I'm sure that if the conditions allow us, we will have either physical tours or virtual tours into your R&D rooms in the production lines, and we will actually discuss that about the opportunities there. Would that be in project management? Would that be in the quality management? Or even the R&D related functions with the product creation. So that's important, because we have a huge potential here in Lithuania. And to the audience, I think, be curious, raise the questions and ask those questions. The Women Go Tech is one of the programs to ask those questions and break the stereotypes that you have. I have to explain a lot to my friends, even, how does the smoke detector work and the alarm system operate, and it's not even women or men also need explanation and these kind of things, and it takes time to get it, but it's very it's fundamental. If you have logic, it's definitely easy to understand if you really want to dedicate the effort. So I'm very glad that we joined the forces to boom this Lithuanian sector, and I think what is important and what Women Go Tech told, it's not only inspiration, powerful speeches, but it's also support, and it's also the mentorship, and it's also advice that you can actually get one-to-one. So we use this mentorship tool also from the season 1 for women who join Women Go Tech program to make this step. So maybe from your company experiences, what you can say, like, how can mentors help to jumpstart this career and potentially in engineering? What are your experiences? Maybe let's start from Ignas this time, and then we continue to Jurgita.
Yeah, so a little bit I will connect from what you previously said, and I fully agree that when we say, okay, technical products, so actual development, actual coding, or actual, mechanical assembling of some pieces together, it's very small portion of what overall product creation is. Most important is to identify the right problem to solve and to imagine what would be the good solution, and only then starts figuring out how to technically make it happen. So I think this is purely, irrelevant whether you are, full stack developer or you are just user of some things, and you see, okay, this can be better. We can put this together with this, and this would solve that problem. So I think this is something the most exciting part, actually. And mentoring, it's a lot about this part, because when you start coding, very rarely you need, okay, tell me, how to technically, write this line. But mentoring, I think, is important to encourage people, because in most cases, I see that people more or less kind of have an idea how to do things, but they are not certain, they are not 100% sure, and maybe they don't have some, long years of experience to trust their guts, and they're what to do. And then mentoring is more about coaching. So, okay, what do you think? How this should work? And then, from my point of view, I see that my biggest role is to encourage to look for alternatives. Because maybe your first idea is the best one, but you never know before you think about some alternative ways of doing things. So I think encouraging, massaging a little bit brains to look further, and then only make a decision, to maybe experiment first before you go all in. So So this is all about interpersonal relationships, and I think this is what strong teams are, that one guy can encourage another to look for the better way, even without having a clue what he's doing. So I think mentoring is always, of course, sharing the experience. But I think 80% of the cases, people do not need the recipes. They need maybe some different path of thought or maybe different point of view.
Thank you. Jurgita, you also had lots of Women Go Tech mentors in the organization, since we are working not for the first year, So how is mentorship understood at the HELA?
So yes, in general, Ignas very well described the main purposes of the mentorship. And as you, Žydrūnė, mentioned, we also had already 2 seasons started in this project. And every year, some of our managers join the project as mentors. And the feedback from them is only positive or very positive about this activity. Why? First of all, of course, they feel that they are doing a really valuable job by coaching young specialists. And when I put myself into position of the young woman who wants to change way of her life, wants to switch into a new role and start to work, for example, in engineering sector. So I asked myself what first questions which would come to my mind. And of course, first of all, for our in such situations, people ask, is it really the field where I want to work in the future? Is it mine? Is it the thing which really drives me? And that's why these questions mentor can help to answer. And these questions and these kind of questions usually are discussed with our company mentors, and these questions are asked by participants of Women Go Tech. Another kind of questions, of course, like very well Ignas described, is more related with professional knowledges, professional skills, is possibility to find the answers, to find the information, to get the different approach to the same problem. And I would structure it one more set type of questions. It's very easy to ask when you know what you don't know. But sometimes you just do not know what to ask because you do not know this field so well. And that's why when mentor is sharing experience, showing about the work, about the problems, about actualities, many questions for our participants comes on top. So, and also mentors from our company, they also see this cooperation also beneficial for them. Because by doing these coaching sessions, they also get some experience, different point of view, different approach from their mentees. And this also led them to look at many things from different point of view and be open-minded. So these the main advantages of this project.
Thank you. After such speeches, every year I am willing to become mentee of the program again and again and again. So I think that's really valuable what the experts are sharing. And we're heading towards the end, and I think with Women Go Tech, we understand that engineering is a wide topic, and there are lots of opportunities there in the sector. But with Women Go Tech, we tried to narrow it down a bit, and we called this track that Women Go Tech mentees and the candidates can apply to a production engineering. However, it's not only standing somewhere close to the line, right? Right now, we have the last question, to know. Pitch it very shortly. what it is that you can do in the production engineering if you have no understanding on what these words mean, and what kind of roles you could take after 1 year of intensive learning with such companies as yours are, right? Let's do this round of pitch. We start from Jurgita, and we continue with Ignas before we close this session.
So, if to be short, my advice is very simple. Just try. Send your CV into position which for you looks really, really attractive. If you really think that you can be good in this field, send your CV, speak with our recruiter, discuss your possibilities, discuss the knowledges you already have and what you are missing, meet with manager, and just start.
Thank you, Jurgita. Ignas, we go to you. So how would you explain the production engineering and the future, what we could do in 1 year?
I think what our company is all about is I want to stress that production outcome is just a very, very final stage, and maybe even the most boring one. So most important and most exciting is how everything comes together into this final stage. So we have product development in-house. We start from blank piece of paper, and finally there is a product which goes globally and is among the top products in the world, and this is Lithuanian product. And there are a big team of smart people, enthusiastic young people who are working every day towards this goal. So don't focus on narrow position that you might think it's good for you. Just be interested in general idea that you want to be part of something that might be one of the flagship products in Lithuania, and then come see, go to YouTube. We have a couple of videos there if you want, and then don't try to figure out immediately. You just initiate the discussion, and then we will see how it goes further.
Thank you. Thank you to both. Thank you, Jurgita from Hella, Lithuania. Thank you, Ignas from Axioma Metering, for sharing your views, for sharing understanding, for encouragement and motivation to actually go there to the YouTube and try to find anything that's related to creativity in tech. And to everyone who listened, thank you for some minutes that you dedicated to us. And I really encourage all the potential candidates for Women Go Tech Mentorship Program to try out, fill in the application. You still have several days left. Engineering, as you see, it's a wide spectrum what you can do. There's lots of opportunities, good competition globally, even if you are here in Lithuania. So we are looking forward to your applications. And if we don't speak before, have a fantastic weekend and the celebrations ahead. So thank you a lot. And it was nice talking to you. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.